Hey everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruise, where I've been on over 160 different cruises, and this is a first cruise for me. So this is the first time I've been on Quantum of the Seas. She has stayed primarily over in Asia, so I am super excited that she did a weekend out of Los Angeles. Still a 6-hour flight for me. You know, I'm right there by the Miami port, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to come over and check her out. So this is a sophisticated, contemporary Quantum class ship. It is the first of its namesake, being Quantum of the Seas. So she's going to be coming in around 168,000 gross tons. To keep that in perspective, you're going to find your Oasis class is coming in around 220 to 230 gross tons. So she's right under that. And she's going to be about 10 years old. So the main voyage was in 2014. She has kept up her look really, really good. She's aging well, and I've really enjoyed my time here on Quantum of the Seas. So without further ado, let's get into a full ship walking tour of Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas, starting with the lower levels of the public spaces and working ourselves all the way up, even taking you into the exclusive Crown Lounge and Concierge Club or Suite Lounge. All right, welcome to the beautiful Quantum of the Seas. It is a sophisticated vibe. I am starting here on deck 4, all the way in the aft section of the ship. So this is Silk, one of the 4 main dining restrooms. They all have their own kind of flair, but they all feel sophisticated and contemporary, like you're gonna see throughout the Quantum of the Seas. You've got the American Grill. I'm just gonna show you this one over here just to show you how the feel does change. I don't think that there's a wrong one per se, but I definitely want you all to see that they all have a different kind of ambiance. So there you see the second one. There's 2 more that's going to be directly below this staircase, so they're all really easy to get to. You've got your maitre d's that are going to be stationed here at the front. If you need anything, get to them sooner rather than later so they can make your reservations perfect. This is a group cruise for me, so there's several other people on here with me, and we were not all sitting at the same table, and so just had to have a conversation. Super easy. They were able to accommodate us, get us all at the same table with no problem. We even, this is something that I don't know a lot of people realize you can do, we had an issue with the table that we were at. The people beside of us were a large party, and we couldn't hear each other talking. So with that, I'll point out, this is your loyalty ambassador, odd spot, and I'll come back to the story. So if you need anything for your loyalty ambassador, this is the place you can come to. A little bit hidden. Took me a while to find it. But from there, so we asked to change tables, and luckily they were able to find us another large table that we could go to. Coming back over on deck 4, I'm aft walking forward. You're gonna have Boleros. So this is gonna be, I've found this to be my favorite spot. Pretty easy. It hasn't been as crowded as you see in the Miami area. This ship is sailing out of Los Angeles, so it is a very different feel and vibe to it. But it has been a good place for us to come for, I call it happy hour, pre-dinner drinks, that we come and hang out. But this is the main entrance here. So I'm gonna circle back around. Down below you see the casino. I'm not gonna show you that. There's really no reason for me to walk down to deck 3 on the ship because it is mainly just the casino, and you know what, I just don't like encouraging gambling, so that's something I kind of stay away from. Guest services are gonna be here if you have any questions. They can certainly help you out. They can help you with rooms, anything that's going on. It's a great spot. Coming over here, you've got Port Merchant. So if you want tobacco, alcohol, that's gonna be your spot. You've got La Patisserie as well as Cafe Promenade over here on the left. I call this out because I love my coffee. As much as I try not to drink it, I still go. But it only has coffee on this side. They've got some pastries over there. They're gonna be $1 each on this side. They're a little bit larger, a little bit nicer. But if you want proper food, you're gonna come over here to the other side of Cafe Promenade, where you're gonna be able to get the free complimentary coffee as well as the free complimentary pastries. Sorrento's, a fan favorite, is tucked over here in the back. Love the tables over by the window that you can kind of see there. Great place to get light, good selfies because of that light, and decent pizza. Harp and Horn is gonna be our bar over here on the directly ahead. And my favorite seats are these here to the right because I love people watching. So this is a great spot just to come, see, hang out. They're gonna have a singer that's gonna stand right on the other side there. We'll peek in real quick just to show you what this looks like. There's normally games, things of that nature that are in there, but you can hang out and enjoy. It does continue back here to the back, so if you don't see seats up front, do know that it's going to wrap around. And on the left-hand side is where you're really gonna have a lot of your shops. So if you want a watch, you want jewelry, you want fine regalia, this is gonna be the place where you're gonna come. Beauty products as well as Pandora down there at the end. And I'm gonna call these guys out because I don't think that a lot of people appreciate how many different things they have to clean here. Like, who would have thought that they actually take time to clean these curtains? But I'm sure that it's on a list somewhere where they track it, but they are actively cleaning this massive curtain that is here. Coming over here into the music hall. This is where a lot of events are going to go. If you have a private event, this is also a good spot. And it's the only other thing that has something on deck 3. So this is deck 3 down there. Again, I'm not going to walk down there because we can kind of show it from up here. They'll do some events from the stage, have bands. It's actually a really fun environment, and I like the loungy feel to it. You're going to have billiards over here. So if you want to come and play billiards, they've got 2 tables up here. That'll give you the ability to have fun. You see some kids over here. I think a lot of people just haven't discovered it because they may not have come in here just yet, but they are complimentary.
I was showing that Tampa Bay Buffalo there.
Coming through here, you'll see that it does have a rear exit to it, if you will, which pops us out to where the Royal Theater is going to be at. So I did check the Royal Theater earlier. They do have practice going on right now, so I'm not going to go in there knowing that they are actively practicing. I could hear it coming from outside, but I'll show you some video. I'll put it on top of this of the theater in all its glory when they're not going. But let me show you the Crown Lounge. It is hidden. It's also not on the ship map for some reason. Don't understand why, but it took me a while to find it. So this is another one where you got to use the key card. I probably shouldn't show you all what my information is, but I won't post this for a while. And then you can have your Crown Lounge, the old Diamond Lounge, if you will. You can have a concierge that's there. You've got everybody's favorite item over here, which is the coffee machine. That is, I mean, a huge fan favorite. You get complimentary espresso style coffees from those machines. Not too much pickings on the food right now because it is an odd hour, but they will have stuff there for lunch and dinner for you. But it is a beautiful space to hang out if you need some quiet space or be able to squirrel away a little bit. Coming out of the Crown Lounge, we are on deck 4 forward now. And so we're going to walk up to deck 5, and it'll give you kind of that bird's eye view of the Royal Promenade, looking down on it. But it also has more of these specialty restaurants up here. Coming up, one thing that I found interesting about being on this ship, actually, let me come back to that. I'm gonna show you outside first. So here is the outside. They do have some places that you can hang out here. It's not a lot, so you kind of got to know where to go. But if you do walk around here as a walking track, you will see that there are some spaces where you can sit and enjoy. All right, so the door just closed behind me. How do I get that to open back up? There we go. All right, so what I was going to say, Quantum of the Seas is an interesting ship to me because it's a hallway. Everything is off the hallway. As you see, there's a merger between the spaces. So for instance, deck 5 is a prime example of that. You'll see you've got the schooner bar here, which is very different design than what you see in other ships with the Quantum class. Fun area, I enjoy it. You see they got an activity going on here. Quickly turn behind you, behind me, to show you the photo gallery here. You can do a lot of this on your app these days, so make sure you're downloading the Royal Caribbean app. You can see the photos there, so you don't actually have to come up here to see them and to purchase them. You will have to come to pick them up. But see what I mean by, this is a hallway, right? You've got chairs on each side, people enjoying, but you basically just cut through the bar as part of the hallway experience. But it's a cool spot. Gives you good bird's eye view. I'll come up here. If you're sitting here, you can easily see downstairs to the hallway that is there on deck 4. Easy staircase access to get you to the schooner bar if that's the place you're going from deck 4. But you're going to have Azumi over here. Azumi here does not have hibachi, or teppanyaki, I should say. It only has the sushi and those kind of food options. So there's a hallway directly through Azumi. Still find that kind of odd, but it is there. Coming over here, though, you're going to have the Bionic Bar. I personally think this is a waste of space. Not a huge fan. It's a novelty, but a lot of people enjoy it. So if you do have a drink package, you do want to come up here and buy a drink that is completely measured, completely done by a computer in the bionic arm here, you can certainly do that. On the other side, I'll just quickly pause and show you, this is Wonderland. So if you've got, a adventurous palate, you want to see some of the gastrological things that they do in there, it is a cool experience. The menu, though, has not really changed much over the years. It's been about the same. So if you've been there once or twice, you've kind of seen it at this point. And the food, it's good. It doesn't always fill you up because it is more of that scientific-y kind of food. Shore excursions is over here, so you have questions for shore excursions. Again, a lot of this you can do in the app. You don't necessarily need to come in here. And again, they're probably just going to direct you directly to the app here as well. But they will have staff here when we're getting ready to do short excursions or to be able to assist you. So if you've got questions, this is exactly where you're going to want to come. Coming back over, you know, we've got, I'd say pay attention to the artwork on this ship. I've showed you a little bit of it, but I think the artwork on this ship is some of my favorite. And it's kind of everywhere, right? But it is beautiful, it's contemporary, and it's all positive. There's a lot of love, there's a lot of hope, there's a lot of things of that nature on this ship, which I just think is super cool vibe for us to have while we are on vacation. So we are now walking to the aft section of the ship. And this is just one of those features that I think makes this ship so sophisticated feeling to me, is the beautiful chandelier there. You've got Jamie's Italian over here. It is an upcharge for that restaurant, but if you like Italian, it's something you may want to consider. Some shopping over here. If you want to buy an Omega watch, if anybody wants to buy me an Omega watch, I would love one, but that is not on my bingo card for the next 30 years. Coming over here, you're gonna have vintages. And just quickly cut through here because I think it makes a little bit of sense. Good community table. If you're coming on here with a group, there's good seating here. This hasn't stayed too crowded, honestly. Like, it's been kind of low key in vintages. So if you want a bar that's not as crowded, check this one out in the evenings. Next cruise over here, you can tell it is our last day. Everybody is grabbing those onboard credits so that they can book their next cruise. I mean, I'm the first one to say always have a cruise booked. Always be looking for a cruise. So make sure that you do that before you get off. If you're going to be booking cruise anyway, it makes a lot of sense to get those onboard credits. Got Park West over here on the left, so they will be doing Park West on here, as you see on many ships that are out there. So just make sure you know what you're buying, but when you are doing this, it is, I'll say, a high pressure kind of environment. There's a lot of people going to be very friendly to you, asking about it. Just make sure you know what you're getting. Coming into 270. This is a really, really neat place. Love the space here. Let me come around here so I can kind of show it to you with some better lighting, but the windows here turn into full LED displays. Currently we're seeing a movie, so luckily there's not too many people watching, so hopefully I can hear them, or they can't hear me. But there's not a bad seat in here. I would encourage you to sit if you come in here for Star Water, which is, I don't know, it starts out really slow, but it gets good. You want to sit in the middle sections or upstairs. That is also another great spot to be able to sit. The chairs here are comfy, and they are first come, first serve. Star Water and some of the other ones do require reservations, so make sure you are going in the app to get those as soon as you get on board or before. If you don't have that, don't fret. You can still show up. They may have a standby line that you're in, but for the most part, I feel like everybody has made it in. There are some seats further to the back that just aren't ideal because you can't see. So make sure that you can see a clear view of the entire stage. There's going to be dancing all over this place, so just make sure you're thinking about that as you sit. But again, beautiful. They do have restrooms up here as well on both of these decks. I don't actually know what's through this door, so I'm going to come check it out and see. It's a private little room here. I don't know what this is used for, so if you all know what this room is used for, let me know. Maybe the book over here will tell us. It's always nice when you find a secret room. Meeting in progress, please do not enter. So this is Friends of Bill W is where it's going to be. So if you are working a 12-step program, they will have Friends of Bill W on board most cruise lines these days. Please make sure you are staying up with your meetings if that's something that is important to you. And that's where it's going to be on Quantum of the Seas. So these are kind of those chairs I said don't sit in. These are good for Cafe 270. If you want to sit here, that's great. You can't see the show here. Cafe 270 is another big tip for if you want to do a breakfast somewhere. They're going to have cereal and some lower key, more continental style options. It's closed off right now, but this is a great spot to come if you're trying to get out of the hustle and bustle of breakfast. Not many people here. It's also going to have some light sandwiches, salads, things of that nature for lunch. Highly recommend it because you get this beautiful view over here of 270. All right, I am now here on deck 12 in the aft section. You see the little red dot saying where we are at. It does not have the concierge club anymore, so you got to look at the bigger picture down here below to see that it is all the way back there in the back. So it's a little complex to find, I think. I mean, they've got small signage over here that kind of blends in with the wall that says Suite Lounge. But what we're going to do is you got to come and walk all the way to the end of the ship. So it takes you a little bit of time to get there. So with the magic of YouTube, I'm going to speed this up and we're going to walk down the hallway. All right, so we're now all the way to the aft section of the ship at the Suite Lounge. Get the lighting to adjust for me there. So again, use your key card to be able to get into this room. We'll take a quick look. It is a beautiful space. It's well done. Beautiful views out to Ensenada right now. But you see that they've got tons of windows up here. Turn around and give you a little bit better view with some decent lighting. You've got your concierge desk. This is where they are going to be situated. And I'll also call out, because I just think this is something you wouldn't think is up here, but there are restrooms. So if you come up here and you need to use the restroom, that is where you can go, because it is kind of remote and your suite may not be close to you. It is called the concierge lounge, but it's also the suite lounge is another way you can think of it. Plenty of seating, always first come, first serve. Similar to the Crown Lounge, it's going to have the coffee machine. So you're going to be able to get your favorite espresso machine made straight from there. And they're going to have cookies during the off times, but during breakfast it's going to be more continental. During dinner, you're going to find that there's an elevated step up of like some lamb lollipops or coconut shrimp. All right, welcome to deck 14 in the very forward section of the ship. This is your Solarium. So here you're going to have a covered Solarium. It's different on most of the ships, but it's actually a really, really cool layout here. So as I pan around, you'll see that they've kind of got this waterfall cascading pools over here, which I think is my favorite spot. And you're also going to have hot tubs, 2 of them on each of the sides, with plenty of places to sit. So because it's going to be a little bit enclosed, it is going to be more humid in here. You're going to feel more of the humidity, which is just one thing I don't like. I like feeling, you know, some of the fresh air. Here you may get some air conditioning. You've got your sunshine bar back here, which is a great place to go and grab a drink, especially in the evenings. I think this is a really cool spot. Behind the closed curtains, you cannot see it right now, but this is the biggest tip I'll give you for where to go for breakfast, is the Solarium Bistro. The buffet, the Windjammer that we're gonna see, can be very busy during breakfast times. This is a great option to come. You can get the same kind of foods. They're gonna have scrambled eggs, they're gonna have bacon, they're gonna have pancakes, waffles, pastries, fruits, same things you're gonna find on the other place, but in a quieter, more tame environment. Coming back into the main pool area, you see that there's plenty of seats. This is all gonna be first come, first serve. Even the more cushy ones in the eggshells. You got your pool towels over here where you can check those out. Please make sure that you are actually returning those. So if they take your number, they will charge you $25 if you don't return that. So make sure you do it. If they do charge you and you're like, no, but Brandon, I actually did return these, just give them a call. I've always found that they've been pretty good with refunding those funds. Coming up here to show you, this isn't the Solarium, but it is an enclosed pool. So you've got your pool bar here, and then you've got a really nice pool here. It is coming up at 5 feet, 3 inches, or 1.6 meters in depth, hot tubs on each side. But this is a really nice section. It does open up, so it does slide, or I believe it slides. It may not actually, let me know in the comments. But this is one of the reasons why this is considered a cold weather ship, because you're gonna see a lot of spaces when we get to these upper decks that are designed to be in cold weather, meaning they're enclosed, so they can stay heated, and you can enjoy it in rain, which cruising out of LA, where we are now, it has been very rainy. This is the first day of actual sunshine. So I'm enjoying this. But it does give you space that you can still enjoy. You've got sprinkles over here, so that's where you can get some of your ice cream. Hot tubs, which are always popular. And one unique feature about this pool is the TV's on the side of it, which I just find interesting when watching football now. Normally it's over on this side, but on this ship you'll see it's on a different space. I'll walk up these stairs, give you a quick peek of the outdoor pool. All right, so here's the outdoor pool. If you're interested in this, it is gonna be the same depth. Actually, it's a little bit deeper than the one that we just covered, but you've got your sky bar. Sitting above the sky bar, we'll see in just a second, but that is my favorite because it has cushions. And then coming over to this side, you'll see you've got a kids wave pool, which I just think is super cool that they put a miniature wave pool on a cruise ship. Coming back down, you'll see, you know, as we've seen already, there are a lot of different things that show you that this ship has been based in Asia. It's been sailing over there for a long time, and so now they're bringing it over to LA for this season, but it will be going back. So one place that you can come is get dim sum, you can get milk tea. They've got a pretty decent menu in here. I've not tried it because it's an upcharge, but we'll show you the menu real quick just so you can see. If this is something that is interesting to you, you should certainly give it a try. It's about $6 for kung pao, beef satay, things that are staples, if you will. So good specialty food option, especially if you're on a sea day and you just want something quick. Consider coming into the dim sum restaurant there. I don't know what the actual name of it is. I don't know that it has one. All right, So another thing that I love about this ship, great signage. You'll always be able to kind of figure out where you're going because it's gonna show you. So we're gonna come into the Windjammer. So you've got staircases. I've just called this kind of confusing. If you don't see a staircase, it's either gonna be here in the middle, maybe it's gonna be over here, or it might be on the side. Coming down into the Windjammer, this is gonna be your primary buffet, the place where you're gonna come to the most for your food options. It's also gonna have Coastal Kitchen. Coastal Kitchen is gonna be for those in Star Class, Sky Class, and the C Class, and those Pinnacle members. So I'll give you a quick peek at what Coastal Kitchen looks like. It's in a different location because it is a quantum ship than what I'm used to with the Oasis ships, but it's still pretty elegant. To me, this feels more like a Chops grill. The way that it is designed, it's the same kind of aesthetic, but the food menu that you find in here is absolutely going to be Coastal Kitchen. Coming back out, we'll quickly walk you through the buffet. I'm trying to get here before lunch. It's about 11:20 right now in the afternoon, maybe 11:25. So hopefully not too terribly many people in here, but it is the classic design where all the stations are going to be in the middle, left side, right side. For the most part, you're going to find that the food's going to be the same on the left side and the right side. You see now they're getting ready to flip it over for lunch. So you may just walk around some, see what's here. But for the most part, you're going to find a lot of the same things on each side. Go where the line is the shortest. There's no way to skip that line here, but you do have a food station here where they'll actually cook you something up if you want it. And you're going to have my favorite area. It says toast, but it's normally desserts, which is what you see over here with the cinnamon donuts there, which are really, really good. Coming back over, you have several coffee and water stations in here. This is normally where I come to sit. A lot of people don't realize that there's even this much space towards the back. It does get quieter, get you out of the craziness of the buffet. But I think this is a good spot to come to. You get your beverages here, so you can grab a cup. You've got your Nestle Vitale, which I like. They've been doing a lot of lemonade and iced tea. Strawberry kiwi being my favorite, hasn't been readily available. I think I found it once. But you're also gonna see they've got seating back here. This is where I like to come, and I've not seen the buffet section back here open just yet. But it is there, so if there's gonna be hidden food, it's gonna be right there. I imagine more for breakfast. You may see that as an option. And there are places that you can come outside and eat as well. So I love that they build this out. It's not very big, but it does give you the ability to come sit outside and enjoy your food and kind of get away from everything. Show you quickly Ensenada. I hear the seals down there. If you've ever been here, the seals are a staple of Ensenada that you can often hear. All right, so we are now in the back of Quantum of the Seas, in the aft section, if you will. And so I just came up this staircase over here. You see that there are beautiful mountains here. It is a nice city to look at from the ship. But Quantum of the Seas, as you see, is a big ship. She's gonna be in size just under the Oasis class. And so I'll walk you up there, but she's not as wide as Oasis. I think that's the biggest thing that I've noticed here, but it still is quite as long, it feels like. There's a lot of space here that you can walk around. But coming up the stairs here, we're now on deck 15 aft, and we're gonna quickly pop upstairs, and I'm gonna show you a lot of people's favorite thing on ships is the flow rider. Make sure you are checking the times of when the flow rider is going to be operating, because you can find times that are odd, if you will, where they're gonna have not as long of a line that you're standing, but make sure you get your bracelet, you sign the waiver so that you can do that. Looking up above here, you're gonna have iFly. This is where you can go and simulate skydiving, a pretty cool thing that you can do. I've done it on Anthem years ago. I was horrible at it, so make sure you read up on it. You kind of think through how you're gonna do that because it is harder than it looks, and you don't get long when you do that. All right, coming back down the stairs. There's nothing else up there. It is the iFly, it is the flow rider. So I'm gonna swing on downstairs and we're gonna go into the SeaPlex. And apologies, this music is so loud. This ship has had a few loud elements to it. Just something you gotta work through it. It's part of cruising these days, it seems. You've got your rock climbing wall. This also will require you to fill out that waiver. So make sure that you're doing that. But they've got really cool modern art on this ship, things that I have appreciated. I just think that it looks really cool. Great for selfies if you can, figure out how to get the entire bear into the picture. All right, coming over here, I'm gonna swing in. If I can swing in here, we're gonna go into the SeaPlex. Kind of coming in the back door. All right, so welcome to the SeaPlex. This is the kids. I say kids, I mean, it's everybody can come in here, but it's really focused on kids. It will have bumper cars during the day, so if you want to do bumper cars, check the schedule for that. They'll bring them out and you can use those. And you've got some seating down on that side. Coming down this way, wanted to make sure I showed you a food venue that I think a lot of people don't realize is even here. So it's one that, you know, I'm not gonna come to because I'm just not a huge fan of the type of food, but it's the SeaPlex Doghouse. So you will see these on Oasis of the Seas classes and on Icon as well, but this is just not something that I personally gravitate towards. Coming back down, you'll see that there's areas to sit, places to hang out. But we're gonna go up to the second floor where there's even more that you can do, and I think that the kids would really appreciate. Some of them need to get a little bit older before they start using a Nintendo 64 though. All right, swinging upstairs. So we're now going from deck 14 to deck 15, which is the second level of the SeaPlex. And this is probably my more famous. You can see more what's going on down there. I don't know what this game is that they're playing. Oh, what is that? The bird. Let me know in the comments. I don't think I've seen that one on ships before. Pickleball was here the other day. You're gonna have some table tennis that you can play or some ping pong. Coming down, you've got the parking for the bumper cars. I just think that the valet style parking there is super cool. You've got the gaming stations for the kids. I don't know what kind of game box that is, but they've got gaming that is here for them. It's Xbox is what they have. So I imagine there's a partnership with Royal Caribbean and Xbox. Do you want to be able to see from up here? Great strategy these people are using is just put your face on the other side of the curtain. Coming back around, we're just going to continue that same kind of trend with ping pong that's going to be over here. And then coming down, you're going to see foosball. This is probably the easiest game. You've got some other ones. These are all complimentary, you guys. Like, if you want to do these, there is no cost to come up here and to play these. Coming further down, we're gonna go up to the Suite Lounge. Just a very odd entrance for the Suite Lounge, or Suite Sun Deck, I should say. But I'm gonna just simply place my card right here, and it's gonna open the door for me. So coming out, I'm now gonna walk around. I'll show you the proper entrance on the other side. The Sun Deck here, I think it leaves a little bit to be desired. It is regular chairs. Where are my cushions? You all know I love a cushion when it comes to these chairs, but at least it gives you some shade options. And I mean, talk about a beautiful view. I mean, I might come up here later and just read a book, look at this, the view, the mountains, massive Mexican flag over there. So if you want a good picture with the country's flag that you're in, this is a great spot for that. You're also gonna have these eggshells that are over here. They're gonna be first come, first serve. So as you see, we're in port. Not many people are up here. But let me turn over here and give you a better view, bird's eye view of the pool and the area over here. So you can see the different tiers to it and places that people are gonna be hanging out. Again, my favorite place is those cushion chairs over there. They're gonna get hot sitting in the sun though. So definitely make sure you are practicing those beforehand. And I did not even call out the North Star here. So you see it is moving. We're in port today. There's a group that's going through it. They have very limited visibility. I was done visibility, but limited spots. A lot of people want to do it. It's super cool. Do it once. This one is actually going side to side. I've been on, ships where they just go up and down, but they are actually moving this one to the side these days. Interesting fact, they stopped moving it from side to side because when they were hanging off over the side of the ship, people on the North Star were seeing things they should not be seeing in your cabin. So they switched that process. All right, so we're now coming back down to deck 14. This is the proper entrance for the Suite Sun Deck. SeaPlex is gonna be right down there, and the fuel lounge for the teenagers is right here. Coming back out, we're gonna continue this tour, and we're gonna jump over to the pool again, show you the outdoor space here. And I can't tell you how glad I am that the sun has now come out, and it makes it 10 times better. So further down, you're gonna have, all the way down there is the walking track. You've kind of already seen that. That's where we started, just this segment of the tour, if you will, when I was at the back of the ship. And so we've kind of now just bounced around to come back. Coming through here, you see again, plenty of chairs. I love that the walkway is pretty big. And they do on Royal Caribbean. They've started doing this because, I don't know if you all saw the viral video go out of the deck chairs flying onto the pool in a storm and injuring some folks. They do tie the chairs down at this point, so you are not able to actually really move those very much. Personally, it keeps the sidewalks more clear, more open, so I kind of like it. The North Star bar, do not forget this one. You've got the Sky bar down below, and this one's gonna stay the busiest because it's the most visible. The North Star bar, on the other hand, kind of a hidden little gem because I think that it's hidden or people don't see it from the pool. So make sure you're considering that for your drinking needs. Coming on down, you can really see the mass of how big the North Star is there. The beam on it is pretty huge. You do have to go through a sign-up process. You've got to sign a waiver. They've got all sorts of stuff that you can do. Looking down, you can't really see it through these windows. You've got that covered area again. It is not the solarium. I don't know necessarily what to call that area, but it is there for you as well. The walking track is gonna continue as you go to the front of the ship, but there's not really anything that way. So we're gonna duck in here, and I'm gonna show you the spa is our next stop. So coming through, again, we are on deck 15 right now. I'm just gonna turn this way, and you'll be able to see what I was mentioning here. So you're gonna have the spa up here. So if you want to get a massage, you want to have a facial of some kind, these people are going to be more than glad to help you out with that. Coming upstairs, this is the only way to get to the fitness center, the Vitality Fitness Center at sea. So it's actually, I walked up here earlier. It is actually a really nice gym. I was kind of surprised, and it honestly wasn't even that busy. So there's no other way to get here other than that staircase or the elevator bank. But we'll come around and I'll just quickly show you what all it has to offer. Oh, it's pretty quiet right now. Lots of cardio, as cruise ships like to do. I kind of wish they'd take those off to give us more of the lifting equipment. But you'll see it is a techno gym. Your weights are in pounds, even though it has been based in Asia. I find that pretty interesting. Plenty of benches, and they've got a Smith machine on the other side. Some more machines, if you will, for the weights, the plates. You've got a yoga section over on the right. The yoga this morning was extremely popular, and some stretching areas for you to hang out in or to be able to do some of those stretches. So there is the full walking tour of Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Seas. For a 10-year-old ship, she is in really good shape. She's got some very sophisticated items. You know that I loved 270. I love the glass structure just behind me. And it's just a beautiful floor plan. It's easy to navigate, easy to walk around. You're going to find most things on deck 4, 5, and then 14 and 15. Outside of that, you've got some ancillary stuff, but really that's where you're going to focus most of your time and your energy while you're here on Quantum of the Seas. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser. Hope to see you on a weekend cruise soon.